What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back again with another video. So we're gonna check out worst fake things found on modern cars. Now, for those who don't know, a lot of these companies, not dealerships, but a lot of these manufacturers, they'll put certain stuff on the cars that it looks like it's supposed to be doing what the part is supposed to be doing, but it's really just aesthetics. It's not really doing anything, doesn't add any extra horsepower, extra power to the car, any extra features. It just looks good. And one of the big, I guess you could say, pet peeves for me personally is the exhaust. If you guys realize, on certain vehicles, I believe, for example, I think the Toyota XSEs, they have the quad pipe exhaust. I'm not sure if it's on all of them, but I've seen they have a supposed quad pipe exhaust. But when you look at it, one is sealed and the other one is open. So it looks like a quad pipe exhaust, but technically only one of them is sealed. It's not technically a quad pipe exhaust. It just looks like it is, because I've seen it while driving and you can see like one is just sealed. So it, you know, looks like exhaust is coming from there, but it's really not. So it's always like been like a little pet peeve of mine when car dealerships do that. And even sometimes having like a quad pipe exhaust look, but really it's just one exhaust coming out, but they have the rear looks like it's split up to two quad exhausts. My E43 has that. I'm not a big fan of it, but you know, it's split up to look like a quad exhaust, but really it's just one pipe coming out. They just have it set up to look like it is. So, but we're gonna check that out. I'm pretty sure that may be in this video. Appreciate all love, support. Let's get right into this one, man.
Hey guys, I'm Stipe.
And then there are some where it's just all the exhaust is coming from one side, but on the other side is no exhaust there.
This is the top 6 most infuriating fake things you'll find in modern cars. Let's go. Fake vents and intakes. Vents and intakes play a big role in the performance of a car.
Yep.
They cool the engine, they cool the brakes, they aid in aerodynamics, reduce wheel arch pressure, or even extract the heat. Basically, it's what really fast cars have to do in order to do what they can do.
Yeah.
With that in mind, looking at the 7th generation Civic Type R and how many openings it has, you'd think it can outrun a Bugatti. But of course, it can't, especially when all those intakes are simply closed off.
Wow.
They're just solid plastic pieces with fake mesh on top, and they do nothing.
Yep.
Nothing.
I mean, there are kids in Africa that do more work than all these intakes combined. And Civic is not the only offender when it comes to this.
Yep, I've seen this
BMW
before.
Supra is full of them. The entire front of the new Elantra N is one giant fake opening that, again, does almost nothing. Mercedes, too, is guilty of this.
Yes.
And so is Renault. And
Yes. I believe I have one on my E43. Now the GT, the exhaust does open up in the front. But on the 43, on the little side panel, yes, it's there too.
almost every other manufacturer, including Shelby.
Hey, yo, what the f?
So why? Because it looks faster? High-performance cars and race cars have shown us that more and bigger vents equal faster car. So when we see those on regular vehicles, our initial reaction is, oh, this looks fast. Emphasis on looks. It's a styling feature, like makeup for cars. And be honest, would you rather have a GT350 that looks like this or like that? I know which one I'd go for.
Yeah.
Still, nobody likes to be lied to. So the infuriating score for fake vents is 5 out of 10. It really depends on how far they go.
Yeah.
Fake aerodynamics. Another thing that comes from the race high-performance cars is the aerodynamics. I'm talking wings, splitters, spoilers, diffusers, canards, and all that jazz. As you drive, they turn the rushing air into something called downforce, which pushes the car firmer into the road and improves the grip. Basically, more downforce means more speed through the corners without taking yourself out of the gene pool.
Meanwhile.
Oh my God.
It didn't take long before we started seeing these things on the road cars too, and in many cases, they too are just for show. Weirdly, the Type R is not one such car. This thing actually works. But if you have a tiny lip spoiler at the back of your fast saloon, I'm sorry to break it to you, it doesn't do much.
Yep.
This one does at 200 miles per hour. Yours while driving around a speed limit doesn't. And the same thing goes for cosmetic dive planes and wings.
You're a big fat phony!
And let's not forget about the underbody aero too. You've seen these rear diffusers or front splitters on more and more cars lately, but unless they stretch far underneath the car and the car's really low to the ground, they're as useful as this road sign. This does nothing. Infuriating score for fake aero, 8 out of 10. Especially since many people add it to their tuner cars thinking it'll make a difference.
Yeah, I see that all the time, bro. I see it all the time. Now, with my GT53 with the retractable spoiler on there, like it automatically adjusts. I can adjust it as well manually, but you know, set it to which height I want it to. But basically, the faster you go in the car, the higher the spoiler raises to stabilize it. Because if you have the spoiler down, it's much harder to control the car. But when I'm pushing it, it's a smooth ride, and the spoiler helps stabilize the car. I think the front vents on the GT open up for, you know, the air to come through. So it actually does what it's supposed to do when it comes to the dynamics. My 43 came with just a regular little spoiler. Doesn't really do too much, to be honest with you. But he does have a point. You know, certain vehicles, you know, they have the fake aerodynamics to make it seem as if it's going to be, you know, effective, but it really doesn't do too much. So
fake performance badges.
Ooh.
I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Seeing an M badge on a non-M car. AMG.
Nah, bro. This better be a 10 out of 10. I can't stand people that do stuff like this. That is not AMG. Stop it. Don't fake up badge. I can't stand it. I've seen someone fake up badge. I was at a car wash, and I think at first I thought it was a 63, E63, but then when I looked, I was like, oh no, this is fake. The exhaust is not the same. You could tell the way it was like there's certain features the vehicle looks a little bit different on 43, 53s, and especially 63s. I could tell he just fake up badged it. And it didn't even have the right badge on there. I was just like, oh yeah, bro, I can't stand stuff like
G on a non-AMG car, or even this. Type R on an Alfa Romeo? What? But that's just dumb people trying to impress others with what they don't have.
Yeah.
It's essentially an automotive equivalent of putting socks in your underwear or your bra. Yes, I have lady viewers too and don't want them to feel left out. Anyway, dumb people only, right?
This is
not
stupid.
at all. The car industry is like any other. If they see people wanting something, they will offer it. And so now you can buy a fake performance styling package straight out of the factory. Fake M, fake AMG, fake GR, fake whatever. And why not? If there are people who buy fake Rolexes and fake boobs, why not fake fast cars too?
Why not, you stupid bastard?
You do you. Just don't flex on others as if you have the real thing, even if they might look very similar. Like these two. One is a 370 horsepower Hooligan, while the other is a Renault 1.5 liter diesel engine producing just 105 horsepower.
And that's the thing. And I'm glad he brought this up, because especially with Mercedes, they do this where some would even say that my 43 is not a real AMG. Cool, whatever the case is, you know, still twin turbo V6, you know, it does what it's supposed to do. But they do have the AMG performance packages, which means they will give you the AMG wheels, they'll give you the AMG grille, the body structure, all that other stuff that you want, but it's not AMG. It'll look like it's AMG, but it's not AMG. It gives you that appearance of, oh, I got me an AMG, but it's really not. You know, the only way you can really tell is by the badging and then just certain styles and how the vehicle performs and stuff like that. But they definitely do this, and not just Mercedes. A lot of car dealerships, they'll give you the performance package, but your car's not performance in the engine side of it. It's not performance at all. So
horses. And yet, besides the fake dive planes, they look exactly the same. But
Yep.
the ultimate dick move is when they remove the turbo diesel badge from the trunk lid, but leave the AMG one on. If you can't back it up, don't shout about it. Infuriating? Oh yeah, a full money on this one. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, for sure.
Fake interior trims. But the fakery isn't happening only on the outside. The interior of many new cars are also full of real looking but actually fake materials. All this brushed and chrome metal, the carbon fiber bits, and in many cases, wood panels, chances are it's just a piece of plastic wrapped in some sticker to make it look like the real thing. See this chromed handle? Give it a couple of years and it'll start peeling. This wood? Here, pick your design. And then we come to carbon fiber. Come on, man. Come on. Who are we fooling here? The only reason you would ever use this lightweight material is to get rid of as much weight as possible.
That's it.
Throw everything unnecessary out, and what remains, make it out of carbon. Like in this actual race car. But seeing carbon pieces inside a 23-ton X5M, how much difference would this make when even the headrests are the size of Lizzo?
Whoa.
Besides, this too is just a piece of plastic.
All right, man. We not even gonna play that back again. Oh, okay.
With a shiny checkerboard effect. An ugly effect too, if you ask me. Metals or wood, even fake ones, look much better. So why are people choosing this? I honestly don't know. Infuriating level, 10 out of 10 for carbon because it's ugly and useless. But also 5 out of 10 for the rest. Even the fake effect is better than the sea of gray plastics, but at a certain price range, you better give me the real thing.
Yeah, facts.
Fake glass. Have you noticed lately that many new cars have what's called the floating roof design? Basically covering the pillars with some black tape to give the illusion that the roof is separated from the body by glass surfaces. It's a neat little trick that adds to visual direction, sense of speed and lightness, so okay, no one ever complained about it, and neither will I. But what I will get angry about is the different kind of fake glass that all modern cars have nowadays. Headlight covers. Whose idea was it to replace this with fucking ass plastic? It may look nice when the car's brand new, but as the years go by, it will slowly start turning into this.
Yep.
That happens because of sun exposure. UV radiation breaks down the plastic material, causing it to form numerous micro cracks. The more cracks, the less transparent the cover gets.
Yep.
Then add in the fact that impurities can get embedded into those cracks, and you'll end up with headlights that look dirtier than that holy river in India.
Bloody fuck you, bloody!
Honestly, nothing uglifies a car as much as these murky, foggy, yellowed headlamps. Plus, it's a safety issue too, since they don't work as well during the night. And yes, I know that you can polish them, but this is just a solution to a problem that didn't need to exist in the first place. Infuriating level? Plastic headlights.
That's a
fake
fair one.
tailpipes and sounds.
And I just was talking about this. Oh my God.
And now the worst kind of fakery about modern cars. Tailpipes and what comes out of them. As emission standards get stricter and stricter, the engines get smaller and smaller. And look, they may produce more power, but they sure are lacking in the noise department.
They don't
And
sound the
honestly,
same.
they don't need as many tailpipes either.
Nope.
This is a problem because the rule was more pipes equals more performance. So what do they do now? They're putting fake pipes thinking that we won't notice.
Yep.
Like check out this Lexus. Is it really so hard to make these a real thing? If Alpha can do it, why can't you? Still, even that's better than what the others are doing. The SQ5 went to great lengths to make these exhausts look real, but peek below and...
Wow. Okay, nah, that's really bad, bro. You might as well just... That's awful. That's awful. Not the exhaust pointing down. Oh my, that's awful. That's cringe.
Mercedes, on the other hand, isn't even trying anymore. And what about the noise? This is impossible to fake when an engine is small, right? Wrong. Modern cars will play you fake sounds through their speakers, and to fool the crowds, they put speakers in the exhaust system too. Yes.
Yep, they actually do that. Mercedes has been doing that too. Like my 43 does have a nice sound to it, but they also playing audio into it, and especially my GT53. Even with downpipes, obviously with downpipes, it's going to sound much better, much meaner, but they're still pumping in noise. I can hear it. Like it's subtle, especially with the GT53. It has this little noise. I can tell it's not all the exhaust. When it's popping and banging, that's the exhaust. But I can hear when it's like revving up, I can hear the little computerized noise in the 53. But The older school Mercedes, nah, those exhausts, those you could hear that. Those are real sounds. But even with the 2017 and up models, they pump in just a little bit of that noise to make it seem like it's louder than it actually is. That's just what they do. So
Actual speakers pumping out angry sounds into the exhaust system, such is the case with BMW i8 hybrid supercar.
yep.
It's got a tiny 1.5 liter 3-cylinder which can't sing or growl, but listen to the noises this car makes. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. It does the trick, but it hurts when you learn the truth.
True, yeah.
And with that, the infuriating level is
Probably
8.5.
I thought it was
I bet
gonna be
the
a 10
worst
for him.
is still to come. And that's the list. What sort of fakery offends you?
This was great, man. This was a great video. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a like. I'm gonna link down the video down below. Top Cars TV. Definitely gonna have to check out some more of their vids. That was a really good one. Yeah. I found this out a few years ago when I was getting my 43 tune. He's like, yeah, they pump in noises in the speakers to make it sound like meaner than what it is. Even with the downpipes being there, it helps to sound louder for sure by default, but there's still, the noise is still coming in through the speakers. It's kind of a weird thing. It's mainly a lot of these dealerships trying to conform to the emissions, you know, that certain regions have and want vehicles to operate under. They don't want cars to be too loud. That's why a lot of people, they do whatever they can. Cat deletes, all types of stuff, resonator deletes to make that shit sound as loud as possible without the artificial noise. So, but comment down below, let me know some other fake mods or modifications to cars that you're not a big fan of. For me, the biggest one is up badging. Do not up badge. That's lame to me. Be proud of the car that you have. For like, I can easily up badge. I can up badge my 43 to make it look like a 63. I can do the same thing with my GT 53. I can make it look like a 63. They have similar body styles, but real car enthusiasts, people that know the cars, they'll know he up badge. Don't do that. Just be proud of the vehicle you have. Work towards getting the one you want to get and call it a day. I'll never be a guy that, you know, pushes up badging and fake badging your car. That shit is lame and cringe. But I appreciate all the love, support, man. Road to 10K, man. And I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace.